There is a huge problem that we have in our society today. Our children are watching far too much television than they need.
Amen.
Okay. And well,
Preach.
TV isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's not a good thing either when you have too much of it. Like, it can be a good thing. Like, you get your news from TV, and it's really sped up communication in our world. And got the Animal Planet and Discovery Channel to learn off of. But with everything else there is in the world, too much of anything is bad for you. So there have been problems linked to television besides just being glued and not be able to go away. Obesity and behavioral problems and academic problems have been linked to having too much TV. And the other problem is that kids are young and they see something on TV and they think that it's okay, or they need to buy that. Like, you have advertisements that are like aimed at kids to try to fool them into buying something foolish or doing something dumb. Well, anyways, as I said before, American children are getting far more TV than they need. The average American child probably watches 3 hours of television a day, according to some statistics, and probably 5 to 7 hours of screen time per day on top of that TV time. And screen time is basically any time spent on a computer or a smartphone, tablet, laptop, you know. So, anyway, as I was saying, there have been numerous problems linked to having too much television. As I said in the beginning, childhood obesity is one linked to TV, because when you're watching TV or any screen time, it's an activity where you're sitting down and using a minimal amount of energy. And when you add bad advertisements of like junk food on there, and it encourages the kids to eat junk food, that's also bad for you. And sleep, you can develop some pretty bad sleep patterns from watching too much TV. Like, some kids will watch TV till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then they wake up at like 6 or 7 and go to school, and then they go sleep at school instead of learn. And that also leads to the other problem of poor academic achievement, because either you're sleeping in school, or you're sleeping when you should be doing your homework. And kids are becoming more violent because of what they see on TV. Not exactly the best role models sometimes. Not saying everything's bad on TV, just sometimes. So how do we fix this? Children under the age of 2 shouldn't watch any TV at all. They have better things to do, like try to grow up. Any children over the age of 2 should have a 2 hours max of TV every day. I think that's sufficient enough. And studies have shown that you should probably do that too. Only have 2 hours of TV a day for children. Now, I understand high schoolers need more time, screen time for doing homework and stuff, but I'm just talking about kids right now, so. You can also establish like screen-free zones or screen-free days. Like, screen-free zones are like areas in your house or whatnot that you establish as you can't play with your smartphone or have a TV in there, play on your computer and such. And screen-free days are kind of basically the same day. You just have a day or period of time where you try to drop the TV and any other devices as well. And warn your kids about false advertisements. Let them know that everything on TV isn't true, even though some of it looks pretty cool. But it's not. So, let me know that. Well, anyway, in conclusion, TV's not bad. Like, there's a lot of good things that come out of it. It's definitely sped up our communication. You learn a lot. But, as I said in the beginning, too much of anything is bad for you. So, try not to go over the limit. Turn off your TV when you're not using it. Like, you don't need that distracting background noise. And if you don't have the TV on, then your children will be less tempted to look at it and such. And find alternative activities instead of TV. Like, you and your family could go on a walk. Going on a hike is pretty fun. And when you're with your family hiking, that also spends time for family bonding and such. And when you're bonding with your family, I think that's a more effective way to spend your time than watching TV. So as I was saying, have like a max of 2 hours of television per day for your children. I think it'll be fine. Thank you.
Amen.